All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unlock the secrets of fractions, but we're doing it with a Nigerian twist. We're going to see how these numbers show up in everyday life, from the market all the way to the dinner table.
I mean, this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? We're not talking about some boring, abstract math problem. This is about a real-life tool for fairness, for community, making sure everyone gets their piece of the pie, or, in this case, their share of jollof rice.
So fractions are basically the secret language of sharing. And today, well, we're going to become fluent. Let's get to it.
Okay, first things first. What is a fraction, really? It's simple. It's just a part of a whole. So instead of the entire loaf of bread, we're talking about just one slice.
But you know, a definition on a screen is one thing. A warm, soft loaf of AG bread is another. So let's make this real. Imagine you've got this one loaf and you need to share it. How do you do that fairly? That's where our journey really kicks off.
Our first big idea is what I like to call the magic of equivalent fractions. This is the secret to knowing if a share is truly fair, even when the numbers try to trick you and look different. So let me ask you this. If I give you one piece out of two total pieces, is that the same amount as giving you two pieces when the bread was cut into four? Yes, absolutely! The amount of bread you're eating is exactly the same. The fractions look different, but they mean the same thing. That, my friends, is equivalence.
Okay, you ready? Time for your first challenge. And this isn't just a math problem, this is a real-life situation. Auntie Funke hands you 5,000 naira. The instruction, give 2/10 to your sibling, Kelechi. So, who gets the bigger cut?
So let's break this down. Kelechi gets 2/10, or 2 over 10. Now, we can simplify that fraction, right? We can divide both the top and bottom by 2, and that gives us 1/5. So if Kelechi's getting 1/5 of the money, well, that means you're left with the other 4/5.
And there you go. Your 4/5 is obviously a much bigger slice of the pie than Kelechi's 1/5. By simplifying those fractions, it becomes crystal clear who gets the bigger share. You got this.
All right, nice work on that one. Let's take these skills and head out to a bustling Nigerian market. We're going to need a new skill here, ordering fractions to figure out who has the most and who has the least.
Okay, on to the next puzzle. We're in the middle of a busy market. 3 different people are buying curry. They each buy a different fraction of a bag. Your job? Figure out who bought the least and who walked away with the most.
Here are the numbers. Madam Gozi gets 3/4 of a bag. Alhaji Musa gets 1/2, and Pastor Emeka gets 7/8. Just looking at them, it's kind of hard to compare, right? So, how do we solve this one?
Okay, here's the secret weapon. You need to find a common denominator. You got to make the bottom number the same for all of them. Think of it as cutting everyone's bag of agari into the same number of equal-sized pieces. So if we use eighths, Alhaji Musa's half becomes 4/8. Madam Gozi's 3/4 becomes 6/8, and Pastor Emeka already has 7/8. Now it's easy. 4 is the smallest, 7 is the biggest, Alhaji Musa bought the least, and Pastor Emeka bought the most. Simple.
For our final skill, we're going to learn the power of transformation. Because sometimes fractions aren't the easiest way to look at a number. We need to know how to change them into other forms, like decimals and percentages.
Let's use an example we can all understand, a test score. Let's say you did amazing on your quiz, an 18 out of 20. That's a fraction. But how do we turn that into the numbers we're used to seeing on a report card?
And you know what? The process is super simple. To get a decimal, you just divide the top number by the bottom one. So 18 divided by 20, that's 0.9. Then to get a percentage, you just multiply that decimal by 100. So 0.9 times 100 gives us 90.
And just like that, your 18 out of 20 score is 0.9 as a decimal and a fantastic 90%. See, they're all just different ways of saying the exact same thing. You can flip between them, no problem at all.
So let's just pause for a second and look at what you've done. In just a few minutes, you've loaded up your brain with some seriously powerful new skills. You've built a whole new toolkit. And here's the kicker. This wasn't just some fun little game. Everything we just covered, it's all based on the official junior secondary school math curriculum in Nigeria. So yeah, you just mastered a core part of the official syllabus and hopefully had some fun doing it. So forget boring learning targets. Let's call these what they are, your new math superpowers. I'm serious. Think about what you can do now. You can spot when fractions are the same even if they look different. You can use that skill to share food or money fairly. You can solve real-world problems. You can take a messy list of fractions and put them in perfect order, and you have the power to change them into decimals and percentages whenever you need to. You've learned the language of sharing.
Seriously, give yourself a pat on the back. You've unlocked a huge piece of the math puzzle. You are well and truly on your way to becoming a Nigerian math guru.
And that just leaves us with one final thought. You've got the skills, you've got the superpowers. So now that you're a math guru, what's the first thing you're going to share fairly?